Hi, this is Lori from Shoo Shoo Paper Art, and we're going to make this cute little angel ornament. Isn't it sweet? I love these little angels, and I love the gold and the white glittery snowflake. This is really easy to do, so let's get started. Okay, we're going to start with a gold doily and a plastic snowflake. If you don't have any of these available, they're available online. I got mine at Michael's, and also you could use a die cut snowflake and just sprinkle glitter on it, and it would work as well. I'm using hot glue for this project, so I'm going to start by putting some hot glue right in the middle of my doily. And pressing that snowflake right in. Okay. I don't have to worry too much about it showing because I'm going to be covering this part up. So I just want to make sure I have it on there really well. Okay. All right, the next step is to make this little white part here, this little doily part that's kind of gathered and then tied with the twine at the bottom. So let's do that part next. All right, this is just a regular doily. The difference is that this particular doily doesn't have really very big circles, cutouts, and I was using a fairly large twine, and I wanted it to go through easily. So everywhere there was this little cut already made, I just went in and hole punched it and made it just a little bit larger so that it would be easier to do. I'm just going to string this doily going in and out of all of the hole punches that I've made all the way around. I'm starting to get a ragged in here, so I'm going to cut that off. Now I've reached the point where they are both at the top and they are ready to tie off. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. I'm going to leave plenty to work with because I don't know exactly how much I want to have, you know, dangling down at the end. And I'm just going to gently pull this into kind of a gathered mess. Well, I'm going to try not to make too much a mess. Okay, I'm just going to keep pulling. And I'm going to pull gently. I don't want to tear it. And just start kind of helping it out a little bit by flattening it and pulling it a little bit more and flattening it until I get it about where I want it. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. And when I get it about the size that I want, I'm going to tie it into a bow. Let's see, is that still too big? That's still a little bit too big. Let's make it even smaller. So I'm just going to pull it a little bit more and flatten it out. And I think that's going to work pretty well. Play with that a little bit more here in a little bit. Just want to get this kind of looking the way I want it. Okay. And it's going to go right in the center of the snowflake. And I'm going to use a little bit more hot glue to do that as well. So I'm going to put some more right in the center. And thinking about kind of where I want the bow to be, and then just press it into the hot glue. Okay. For this one, I have a little bit different angel from the one that I have on here. And these are both available on my blog to download so that you can make some yourself. Now you'll notice that you can see just a little bit of white on the edge. I used a circle die to cut it out. And so there's a real easy way to fix that. I could go in with scissors and trim that off, but that seems like a lot of trouble to me. So I'm just going to use my gold ink pad, and I'm just going to go all the way around it. And it gives it kind of an antique frame, and it also covers up any of those white spots that I had left around the edge. See? Easy as pie. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is put the middle in right on top of the doily that I've done. But first I kind of want to play around just a little bit with my bow. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. And I kind of want it just to kind of flop over to the side a little bit, I think, before I put that in. Yeah, I think that's going to look pretty good. Kind of like that over to the side. You can put her up on a pop dot if you would like to. I think that's what I did on the other one. Let's just go ahead and glue this right on. If I can get some glue to come out. There we go. All right. Now for the hanger, I'm just going to use the holes that are already in the doily itself. And this is a fairly thick doily, so I'm not too worried about it pulling through. But if your doily's not really thick and you want to reinforce it, I went ahead and did that on this one. Let me turn it over and show you. I'm not sure if you can even tell. I took a little bitty tiny white piece of paper and a piece of cardstock actually, and glued it right across the top so that it would give it just a little bit more thickness there, and I wouldn't have to worry about somebody pulling it through. So you might think about doing that as well. Okay, I've used a elastic cord, gold cord, for the hanger, and I'm just going to cut off a length to use. Let's see, not that much. And I'm going to string it through where I want it to hang. And then I'm just going to tie it in a knot. And one of the things that's nice about the elastic, and also, I don't know what I was going to say there, but what's nice about the elastic is that you can, it won't pull real tight, won't, become a permanent knot. And so that way, if you need this space to be bigger, you can take it apart and move the knot up a little bit very easily. But it will stay to hang onto a tree or anything like that perfectly. So I kind of like the idea of this elastic stuff. It works out really well. Okay, let's take a look at the finished one and kind of see some of the embellishments. You can see I used some seam binding ribbon here at the top, and I just hot glued that on right at the top of the snowflake. I strung 3 gold bells onto this shiny cord. It's not elasticy like the other, so it'll stay a lot better. And I just tied it in a knot and then a bow, and I hot glued that on as well. So that was pretty easy to do. And the last thing I did, I don't know if you can see it or not, is I finished off with some glitter around the angels and also some glitter on that white doily. And I've cut the twine a little bit here on the bow. Now this is perfect as an ornament, and it's pretty all by itself. You could also give it to someone as part of a package. I've wrapped my package here in some tissue and slipped it inside this glassine bag. And then that doily, I'm just going to put on the top as a little bit more decoration. And then I could clip this right to the top with, well, let's see, somewhere here I have a decorative, there it is, it's so tiny I almost missed it, a little decorative clothespin, and pin it right on. And now I have a pretty little package that I can give to someone that they can take this off and have an ornament for later, so which I think is pretty cool. Well, I hope that you make a snowflake ornament, and you can visit my blog at www.shushupaperart.com. Thank you.